Arsenal are out of the Champions League. We lost to PSG, and first of all, I'm going to credit PSG for being a better team over the two legs, being a more ruthless team with the way they take their chances, the way they play their football and create their chances. Arsenal played better in the second leg, especially in that first half. I think we pressed well. I think we probed and created a lot of openings, and the chances that we did have, we should have scored. Donnarumma made good saves, but ultimately it's pretty much the same story, different year. Arsenal don't have enough firepower, don't have enough creativity, don't have enough industry killers to really kill a game when it gets to the moments in terms of cup games, semi-finals, end of title races. And us as Arsenal fans, it's the same thing each year. And at some point you got to ask the question, why is this continuing? Why are we allowing ourselves to go through a summer window where we already bring Raheem Sterling after finishing 2 points behind Man City? Why, after losing to Bayern in the Champions League quarterfinals, and the theme being we don't have that moments play, we don't have that quality in attack, why is it that we go through a whole summer, we don't sign that player, we go through an injury-riddled season and don't sign anyone in January? And we get to Champions League final, and I credit these players, this group of players, like, I'm not going to discredit them, but they need help. They need help. Mikel needs help. And of course, none of these players and the manager are not void of any criticism, and I'll get to that. But I think all of us Arsenal fans already knew that what was the case. We've been watching our team all season. We've been seeing that we have lack of creativity, lack of firepower, lack of creativity behind Odegaard, lack of a killer. Outside of Saka in that front line, who's really a killer? Martinelli flirts a bit. Martinelli, he tries, not really good enough. Trossard, quality finisher, quality player, technical, but not really a killer, not really good enough at the older years of his years. Havertz and Jesus, both quality players. I do love them both. Havertz, yes, would have made a difference, but would it have been the difference? And Saka's the only one. In the attacking midfield position, we have Mikel that doesn't necessarily trust Nwaneri or think he's fully ready yet. Understandable, he's 17. Maybe that's the case. I think he's ready. But there's no one behind Martin Odegaard to provide any real competition. He's been poor this season, and there's not been anyone you can bring in to rest or rotate or to refresh. We look at the game over the two legs. Dembele gets one chance, out of the box, one goal. Martinelli had his chance in the first leg, so did Trossard. Can't finish. Yes, good save from Donnarumma. In this game, Cavasquelia hits the bar. We missed a couple of chances. Rice's header, Martinelli's close range shot from the party throw. They get one chance at the end from a free kick. Fabian Ruiz, bam. Yes, it takes a deflection of Saliba's belly, but still. You then look at us, we're probing. They get a penalty, which I thought was going to be a penalty for us. But in the end, they get given a penalty. Quality from Raya to get a save. You hope that now springboards us to, try and show an element of creativity, inventiveness, try and take the game. Concede that second goal from a lovely finish from Hakimi. Yes, Saka, the only one. Got the goal from some good play from Trossard, and obviously good for the ref not to blow it. I do credit the ref today as well. I think he did play a very good game, but not to get onto him. And Saka missed that open goal that he has to score. He 100% has to score. He knows it. I know it. But the reason why I even get onto him to that much, because he's the only one that's trying. I don't even think this was Saka's best game, but he's the only one that's trying, continuously trying, probing. You saw the chance that he had that caused Donnarumma to make a brilliant save. But outside of that, forget all of that stuff, because yes, look at the difference between the two teams. When PSG have their chances and opportunities at the edge of the box, they have players of the quality of the killing mentality and the attacking quality that can put the ball in the back of the net or create the chances for their players. Look at us when we get to the edge of the box, and we can look at all the XG, and we can look at all these stats that favour us. I know Mikel at the end of the game said we were the better team, and maybe he might genuinely believe that. Arsenal wasn't poor, by the way. I'm not saying that. But end of the day, to be the best team in the tie, you need to win games. Goals win games. Arsenal have done well, and Mikel Arteta has done well to build a foundation of a quality team defensively, structure-wise, and all that stuff. We're hard to beat. We're very hard to score against. And there's a level of comfortability I'm pretty sure all of us Arsenal fans have about our defence and us, our team. But when it comes to the other side of the game, scoring goals, creating chances, being clinical, none of us have confidence in our players because we don't have the quality. You look at our front three, even when fit, and you compare it to even some of the top 10 teams in the Premier League, they have better front threes. If you minus Saka from our team, which it was like for the most of the season, a lot of teams, probably the top 15 teams, have better front threes. A lot of teams in Europe, better front threes. Why is that the case? Why is that the case? After the first title race in 22-23, we had a decent window, but that was when you had to then bring in that striker, that attacker. You brought in Havertz, fine. The next season we get to January, we're in and around third, I think it was. Bring in someone in January. They say, oh, do you know what? We're saving it for the summer. We take patience. We end up going on that good run. We get out of the Champions League. You already know the Athletic is going to probe and put their article out. Probably going to do that today. Obviously, I'm recording this in the morning because I was angry yesterday and I didn't want to come onto YouTube, come onto my channel and say a lot of things I didn't mean, a lot of things I didn't really think about. And yeah, it's nice for views and clips, but I like to always be sensible because I don't want to come back and be like, oh, I regret saying that. I didn't really mean that. Do you know what I mean? But you look at it. We didn't sign anyone in that January. Things are coming out, in the summer, we're going to go big. In the summer, we signed Raheem Sterling as the only attacker after being linked to Nico Williams, going for Sesko. There's no excuse. You signed him on loan, and clearly his usage this season shows how much he was wanted by Mikel. We get to January now, after an injury-riddled season. No signing. Oh, do you know what? There was no one of the value, no one of the quality. By the end of the window, Mikel was begging for signings. The club didn't give him anyone. And yeah, we started seeing those, the media probes are Arsenal going for this player, Zubimendi this and that, and Arsenal going for a big summer. And of course, okay, cool, you can use the sporting director argument with Berta. But ultimately, we get to a stage now where I'm not so confident in the summer we're going to do what we need to do. But we have to. There's no choice. End of the day is another season where I'm tired of being nearly men, where we get close, we get to the line, but we just can't jump over the line. We get to that little jump where you need to make it, and then you're there to the other side, and you can't make it. You keep on getting scared of making that jump. You keep on getting scared of doing that. And I don't know why the club as a whole, because I bring up to the club as a whole before I get on to Mikel, can't just do what they need to do. We've been seeing this years after years. When Arsenal get close to title races, you bring in a Peter Cech in the window. You only bring in a one midfielder, or you only bring in one attacker when we need three, or you don't bring in the defence, or you don't complete it. And the reason why there's so much pressure now, because all of these summers and windows, the reason why it's key is because you're meant to bring in one player here, two players here, so it takes less pressure off the next window. So when you have to refresh the squad, when you have to sell some players, move players on, bring players in, you don't have to do so much business. We have to do so much business. The midfield creativity part of the team is non-existent. The striking part of the team, goal scoring part of the team, non-existent. I don't think any player in our forward line, and yes, injuries included, has got more than 10 goals this season. Maybe they might have 10 goals or just have 10 goals. No one has up to 15. And probably their GA or matches under 20 goals and assists for the whole season. That's not good enough. When you look at all around Europe, all these teams, their front threes, even the bench players have like 20 to 24 goals and assists per season in all comps. I'm pissed off, man. I'm disappointed. Because, yes, I believe that we could win. In my heart, I knew that it was going to take these players playing out their skin because we don't have that quality in attack. But I needed for us to get through, and we didn't. And I'm so upset. I'm so disappointed. You guys don't understand. But I'm even more frustrated because it's the same story year after year after year. Now to go on to Mikel. Mikel, at the end of the day, I'm not here to say that you're out, but you have to. The question is going to be asked, and I can't argue with it because at the end of the day, it's been 5 years now, 3 years where we've been at the top. We haven't won a trophy in 5 years. We haven't won a trophy in these last 3 years of us competing. We've been getting closer, like last year quarterfinals, this year semi-finals. We're in the semi-finals Carabao Cup, but in only these games, were we really looking like we're going to win? I would love for him to bring on Wanyeri, but then obviously I look at it, we're asking him to bring in a 17-year-old and hoping that Wanyeri's going to have a game of his life that's going to change everything. There's nothing else that we have. That's poor. The injuries that we've had this season, yeah, it's unlucky because last season we didn't have that much injuries, but Timber and Partey and obviously Tomiyasu is always kind of injured, so I don't count that. But the way that the players have to defend and run back and press and all these things, are we running these players into the ground? And if it's fine, if this is our style, you need to have the depth. So at least you can have some games where Saka's not starting, where Odegaard's not starting, where Gabriel's not starting, but the quality remains the same, where Havertz is not playing. So that way, these players are not getting run into the ground in the way that we play, and the quality remains the same. We can't continue doing this. This is the last year. If we go through this whole summer window and don't have a 25 to 26-man squad of 2 guys in each position that are stepping with quality, like, we have to understand we're going to be pissed. Man City will be back. Liverpool will refresh it. You don't know what Newcastle or Villa and those kind of teams, how they might elevate depending on what they spend and what Arsenal really going to do, or what surprise team might just, get it all together or just lock in for one season. It's highly disappointing. There's so much pressure, but they need to stop cheating the fans. Arsenal as a club need to stop cheating the fans. And whether you're Arteta in and out, that's fair enough. Whether you want to call the manager up, next season, it's all on. It's all on. Because you've got a new sporting director now. I expect for us to address this team properly, and I hope so. And if we do, it's all on Mikel, because we give him the tools and the resources that he can use to actually win us games. I'm tired of seeing Saka having to do the most. I'm tired of Saka having to beat two men, put a cross into the box. There's no striker in there. And another thing I'm tired is that Mikel, call a spade a spade. I understand creating this positive mentality in the club, positive mentality for your team, but sometimes you got to go in the press conference and say the other team have better quality, better attacking players, better players than us. And if players in the dressing room take offense to that, they got to, because have they been playing well? No. And if they were, you're not going to say that. Put that pressure both on the players, put that pressure both on the board, because at the end of the day, it's tiring. End of the day, it's frustrating. At the end of the day, we're sitting here disappointed year after year, after close semi-final, quarter-final, title race, knowing that we don't have the quality, and teams that we play probably understand and know that. They probably respect Arsenal in the way we play and understand that it's going to be hard. But they know that at the end of the day, when it comes down to when the game comes to the fine margins, finishing in the box, Arsenal don't have those killers. And it's been that same story. So I'm not trying to hear the Athletic report come out today saying, oh, Arsenal are going to go all out and go big for a striker and a left winger. They want Isak and they want Gyökeres and they want Williams and Leao and all that stuff. No, don't put nothing. Sit down there, secure your top 4, top 2, whatever you want to do, and fucking go and address everything next summer, man. Because it's tiring. I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed. Help these players out. You have players like Saliba, Saka, Gabriel, Raya, Timber, Rice. Players that are trying, players that are of class. Give them the same players around them. Surround them with same type players that can do what they are doing. Stop cheating them, because what will happen after a year, this last season, they will start looking at themselves saying, maybe I need to look to other pastures. And I don't blame them. The club is under pressure, man. This is the biggest summer of our whole time. And I'm so disappointed. I hope, credit to PSG. I couldn't make this video yesterday because I could have been saying some mad stuff. But yeah, hit the subscribe button, like the video. And boy, the transfer window and the videos I'm going to start making now, I hope that a lot of these players we do sign and we do get linked, because I did that whole last summer and I got my hopes up and I was disappointed. Speak to you guys soon.